Hey guys, it's West here, back with another episode of Laika Oreos. Of course, we are on this beautiful Laika account again. We got plenty of progression to show you guys. We've been leveling some units right here in this little XP building. There's a lot of stuff we're building at the same time. We did get a galleon on this account. Most notably, thing I gotta point out is we got this galleon right here. Probably just going to be used for arena purposes. He's not going to be slotted into any teams yet, don't worry. I'm not going to have the rune quality or the damage output. Although the way that Laika's been working in Giants, it's kind of looking like, you know, he's jumping out past the rest of my team. He does get the most rune love, of course he is on this Vampire Blade still. He's got a lot of damage output, he's got a lot of survivability. He could pretty much take the boss solo. The only problems he has is when he gets stunned, but if he doesn't get stunned between the revenge procs and the dots on his first skill, he has no problem soloing the boss. It'd be nice to have a little bit more accuracy just so the boss doesn't resist the dots, because that's the main source of damage. I stated in a previous video what I was looking for was a way to replace Rauk in my team so that when GB10 comes around I'm not using a fire monster other than Laika to clear the boss. And one was sitting in front of me that entire time, Ardella, not on real runes yet. She was sitting there right in the box. I don't know what I was thinking. Her first skill does defense break since she has elemental advantage over the boss. I don't know how many people know about Ardella. She's amazing in raids. She does really great damage. She's good against the Rift Beasts as well. The damage increasing 15% for each harmful effect, similar to a Tessarian skill. So her crit rate is also boosted by 25%, which is amazing. It's better than any other monster's awakening bonus, I believe. I don't believe there's any monster in the game that has an awakening bonus that gives 25% or more. I could be wrong. But she's going to be amazing for Giants. She's going to be on a speed crit damage attack build, and because of the fact that she's got that 25% built in, we're going to have 40% crit rate built into the monster, and we only need to hit 85% because she's a wind monster going against water monsters, so only having to hit 45% crit rate through the substats is going to be significantly easier than, you know, hitting the whatever the extra 25 we'd need without that bonus on her passive. Also, her damage output's pretty good. And the amount of HP she's lost increases her crit damage, so when she gets hit by the giant, when she starts attacking after she gets hit or whatever like that, she'll have a defense buff, of course, so she shouldn't die as a wind unit, but against the boss, she'll lose enough HP where her hits are going to deal a lot to the giant. Also, her second skill, if I remember correctly, yeah, it's based on attack speed, and a 2-turn cooldown on that's pretty amazing since she's going to be a high attack speed monster for giants anyways. I might put her in a Swift Blade build. Maybe I'll just do Fatal Blade and have speed on slot 2 and some speed subs. Either way, I want to get her at least plus 60, plus 70 speed for giants. Have her sitting around 160% crit damage, and if I can, I want her at the 55% crit rate. No, that'd put her up to 80. Okay, so I want her at 60% crit rate, period. Because then, you know, with the boost, she'll be hitting 100% on the boss and the other water monsters and giants. Let's see what else we got. Tiankin, we did rune him up. We've been using a lot of him in giants. He's on a speed attack build right now, trying to get high crit rate and crit damage from the substats. We actually do have really high crit rate just from the substats alone. We have 13% from this, but from the rest of these runes, we're getting enough to where we could actually get a crit damage slot 4 if we pull one. It's going to reduce the healing he gets from his second skill, which kind of sucks, but at the same time his damage output is going to greatly increase, and his third skill's heal is based on his actual damage output, which is really nice. So I guess we're going to be gaining more heals there. Also, his first skill with Ignore Defense is going to be doing significantly more damage with the crit damage rune, because his crit damage should be able to get up to, I want to say, what, 48%, so we're looking at 121, is that right? Yeah, about 121% crit damage, which is good. You know, he's gonna be doing pretty good damage for the team. The only problem he has right now is he's really squishy, and he'll die really quick. He is elemental disadvantage against the Dark Giant, the Giant B7 boss, which is kind of what I'm farming. I can auto B6 and auto with 75% success rate B8. So sometimes I'm doing B8 when I'm feeling lucky. The other times I'm just doing B7 or B6 because it's, I'm sorry, B7 when I'm lucky, B6 when I'm autoing it. I can't quite do B8 yet. Raok's damage really isn't there. He's just on triple attack, nothing special at all. He's on the crappy runes I got him on. Laika's runes, I did plus him up to 12, all the crit damage and attack runes. Slot 2 needs to be plussed to 12. I'm kind of holding out for some 5-star runes. I would like to get 5-star runes before I really start investing more mana into runes. Just because his damage output isn't going to significantly increase by whatever the 7% attack and whatever substat I get. Wayne is getting some upgrades along the way, of course, as well. He's on an attack HP build. Mostly his upgrades have been slot 1, 3, and 5. His stats are kind of low. He brings a lot to the table though with the speed boost, the ignore defense, and sometimes his second skill. I talked about this in the previous video. His second skill will just take out everything in his path. With a defense break on the mid boss, sometimes he'll proc 5 times afterward, which means an extra 10 hits. Dishing out an additional like 7,000 to 8,000 damage sometimes is pretty ridiculous. So he's really awesome in the team. He's just kind of a fun RNG monster. And alongside Raok, you'll see them both do some crazy things. I'd like to get them better runes. I'm hesitant to go farm Scenario again, but I'm tempted to do it since I am going to need some Fatal or Swift runes for Ardella anyways. So I might head back into Scenario. I do have an XP boost running, which is why I'm trying to make this video pretty quick because I want to get right back into grinding. I'm leveling monsters along the way. I did get 1 skill up for the Drunken Master. Yeah, I did in the second skill. Additional recovery. It's pretty nice. His second skill does heal a lot. Of course, since these monsters don't have much HP, a 5,000 heal is pretty huge, it's pretty significant. Unlike someone like Bella who would heal based on percentage, which with lower HP monsters, it's not going to do as much healing since their base health is not that high anyways. So this is working pretty well. There's one huge thing I've noticed about my team as compared to other beginner teams, such as the typical Shannon Bernard combo with Darian, Konamaya, and whatever, and Belladion. So with those kinds of teams, you can pretty much just stack high HP and defense, you know, get around plus 20,000 HP, plus 800 defense, and regardless of the speed, with a little bit of accuracy, you can succeed with those teams. With this team, you can't just slap on as much crit rate or as much attack, crit rate, and crit damage as you want. You have to have a lot of speed because these units will die if they don't outspeed the towers and the golems. So, big key thing I'm looking for on all of these units, except for Laika. I'm not as worried about on Laika. I do want speed. This guy I want him plus 50 to plus 90 speed. Like I said, Ardella, as high a speed as I can get her without having to take away too much from her actual damage stats, her crit rate, crit damage, and attack. Shannon I'm working on as well. Her runes are not terrible. She got a lot of speed from this rune. This is a pretty crazy rune. That'll go on Bernard eventually. Don't worry, don't cringe at it. 17 speed rune. I was just trying to get some accuracy on her, and that rolled pretty well. So I put it on Shannon. Her speed is decent. She gets to put up the buffs before anybody moves, which is really good. And yeah, I'm going to have Ardella as the defense breaker. I haven't been using her though. I've still been using my Raok team. I haven't been using Neil, although Neil is a monster I really wanted to use. Neil's probably going to be put into Arena. Arena's of course going to be on my defense. Just planning this out, grabbing all the runes. I do have the Mystic Witch leveled and skilled pretty highly for where I am in the game. Mystic Witch skill ups have always been a difficult thing for me to obtain, so I'm not super worried about it. Laika is fully Devilmond, failed to mention that, or as fully as I'm going to Devilmond him for now. I do want to put Devilmonds in the first skill eventually. I'm not super worried about it because it doesn't really affect the cooldown. It doesn't affect harmful effect rate on the continuous damage since that's just based on crit. So I'm not going to stress myself about that. I am going to be saving it for in case I get another monster. I was thinking about putting it in a Galleon, but Galleon needs a ridiculous amount of skill ups. So for now, until I really decide on something or some kind of path that I'm going to follow, I'm just going to save it to be safe. I have been trying to level up more Rainbow Mons. I'm not 100% sure who I want to 6-star next. It might be Wayne. It might be Chiwu. I've been looking at Chiwu. Oh man, I'm so eager to use Chiwu. The problem is he doesn't have runes, and he, of course, he wants to be max skilled as well, but he's not going to have runes anytime soon, not until I'm farming Giant Speed 10 at least, because I feel like there's no reason in putting all the time to build this amazing unit without being able to give him the amazing runes that he really deserves. So I'm not going to half-ass Chiwu, but he is going to sit here and he is going to get attention when I can give it to him. It is Water Day. There's no water monsters I'm really looking to awaken. Maybe Lapis, I guess. Maybe just awaken these guys because I can. The thing is, I don't want to spend unnecessary energy on things that don't matter right now. So I'm probably going to keep grinding in Scenario to level up some more stuff to 5 and 6 star some more monsters. I don't think there's any skill ups I need from Scenario. I know these ladies are farmable. Tomorrow is Wind Day. Maybe I'll try to farm an SD and try to get her some skill ups so that her damage output increases and her cooldown goes down on her second skill. And maybe I'll farm a water SD for Shannon today if I see one. I don't know. I don't want to waste the energy. That's about it for the updates. I'll show you my storage situation. Nothing really new. I got a second Ardella here that I pulled out of a Scroll Awakened, which is pretty funny. And the rest of these monsters aren't really notable at all. Orang I was considering building for Arena just because of the single target damage, but not worried about that. I am in a guild. Thought I should say that. The guild doesn't have enough members to start a war yet, but I am in a guild that invited me, so I guess that's okay. I've been doing a little bit of Arena just to get enough glory points to get by, and screwing around a little bit in RTA, and when my Laika doesn't get banned, it's a lot of fun, but most of the time Laika gets banned. TO I haven't touched yet. 2A's resetting in 1 day. Maybe I'll go through and clear and get the Rainbow on. Other than that, that's all the progression I have so far. I'm just going to keep grinding and trying to get better runes for all my units. Any questions or comments, make sure to leave them below. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.